Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Kyari's death could bring an end to Osinbajo and Aisha Buharis' humiliation in Aso Rock. Truly, every disappointment is a blessing in disguise. The dismissal and removal of an individual in a political position will also bring up two sets of people, those to benefit and the ones to lose. In the world of politics, a man's downfall is the rise of another. What pain is to one is joy to another. Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., John F. Kennedy were all good men that were assassinated. The death of the president's chief of staff, Abba Kyari, definitely has brought gloom to many, especially his immediate family and friends, like President Muhammadu Buhari. However, Kyari's death will bring opportunity for some, owing to the fact that they will pave the way for them in Aso Rock. Two individuals, interestingly, particularly, among others, that Kyari's death could give much influence are the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and the wife of Buhari, Aisha Buhari. As at this point, Yemi Osinbajo was called an errand boy sent by President Muhammadu Buhari on furious activities. His position as the vice president became a mere ceremonial position, with Buhari stripping him of all major political responsibilities and positions that are not constitutional, sending him to go for the irrelevant job that a minister could go for. It was a stigma on the part of Osinbajo that has kept quiet and has not reacted in any way, form, or kind. He no longer has that influence that accords to a vice president. Remember the days of Obasanjo and Atiku. Atiku is still very relevant today because Obasanjo allowed him freedom of expression and voice to be able to speak despite the fact he was the president. In the case of Buhari, he has shot every form of influence that could be accorded to Professor Yemi Osinbajo. This fear came especially when he was out of the country, and Osinbajo did fantastically well, and Nigerians seemed to be getting more attracted to him and a style of leadership that was bringing Nigeria to a limelight. As soon as they came, the cabal apparently had a meeting, all in an attempt to shut his voice and to make him less relevant. Former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode gave ways the vice president was allegedly undermined and humiliated, among which are his helicopter crash, but instead of him to proceed to the hospital, his boss asked him to continue sharing trade money. They took a bill to the United Kingdom for your boss to sign and publish it to further humiliate him. As an errand boy, your boss sent a junior minister to represent him in an event that the vice president could have gone if the president was not attending. You went and knelt before Abba Kyari to stop the criminal investigation against you. Sorry, this was the latest humiliation of taking a document of an alien man without recourse to you. It serves as a confirmation that you are now a confirmed errand boy. Some speculations were saying regarding Yemi Osinbajo. The latest is that your boss has now sacked 36 of your aides in your office. Are you waiting for them to look out of the agenda room and to tell you to resign or to pack your load and go back home? But don't worry, Yemi Osinbajo, your patience will pay. It is clear that now that Abba Kyari is out of the way and everyone is looking for a chief of staff for the president, that coup and plot that is between President Buhari and his aide, late Abba Kyari, is no longer there. The unity they had, Abba Kyari was supposed to be his personal staff, but brought him into politics and even made him more powerful than the vice president. The same taking position of the vice president took him to Germany that ended his life, where he contracted the coronavirus and could not battle it through. Buhari's ailment led to giving the chief of staff the balance in acting as the president, though not politically spoken out. These are some of the cases and areas in which the vice president of the country has seriously been humiliated. What about the wife of the president, Aisha Buhari? As at some point, she will cry out over the overbearing influence that the late chief of staff had in the Asu Rock and especially on her husband. Her true feelings also could be seen in her condolences message to the Kyari's family. Mrs. Buhari never mentioned anything positive about the man, but only prayed for God to forgive him his many sins. What a prayer! Short and simple. Mrs. Buhari in a tweet said, I send my condolences to Mrs. Abba Kyari and the entire family of the late Malam Abba Kyari over the death of their husband and father. I pray that God will forgive him his shortcoming, grant him rest, and give the family the fortitude and patience to bear the loss. Amen, said the First Lady, was all that was heard from her. While wishing all those influences and speedy recovery, while others were sending more particular and personal messages, this was all Aisha Buhari had to say to Kyari's family. How influential the next chief of staff would be is still a question that is on every Nigerian's lips. Abba Kyari wasn't powerful because of the position. His clue was based on the long-standing relationship he established with the president, even ever before he became the president of Nigeria. The president in the message sent to Abba Kyari was my friend for 42 years. Even Adams Oshomole revealed recently that it was Abba Kyari who sold Buhari's presidential candidacy to him. There is no doubt if the next chief of staff will be as influential as the late one who has just gone. On other matters, the president's niece could become the next chief of staff, but has apparently rejected it, saying it's an insult on his person. Well, Nigerians do not hear him. They say by the death of Abba Kyari, the likes of Osinbajo, the likes of Mrs. Buhari could come to the limelight and could become relevant again in Aso Rock as well as in the country once again. Remember that Buhari's administration has humiliated the vice president of the country. Even if it's not been spoken, it's silently there. People might not talk about it, you might not hear of it particularly, but it's there. Buhari sacked his aides, not just sacking them, where the president is not to, will not be able to attend all those presidential meeting, an important meeting to the state or to the country. Constitutionally, it's supposed to be the duty of the vice president. But you know what Buhari they do? He go send his own people, part of the people with the cabal. You know, go hand over to the vice president to do his bid as the vice president of the country. This man was seriously humiliated, but guess what? Nobody has heard from his mouth a word of complaint. He has been quiet, firm, and has not even raised a finger. Abba Kyari is gone now. I want to say here that everyone who has not been doing right in Nigeria, they better stop because anybody when they quiet, they look you. The dog when they quiet, they look you, they chop bone. If you snatch them off your hand, that is a parable in Africa. But what I'm trying to say here is that we need to be careful and that the president have to accord to the vice president the due relevance and the position of the vice president should not be undermined. Well, Nigerians, a lot is going on in Aso Rock, and we want to say here that we are looking forward to the day when one government official will say, you know what, enough is enough. This is what is going on, and even resign, present facts to the international world so that the world can know exactly what is going on in Nigeria, so we can have a breath of fresh air. It's a wonder that so many things are going on, but nobody really seems to be speaking enough or talking into it, especially those in politics. That's why we at the media, we are calling for a constitutional reform. These things should be looked into, please. We were tired of them putting up policies and things that only help them, stay in office and nobody probing them or questioning whatever they have done. Hence, they want to put social is their ban. But I know that you and I will not allow that to happen. Anyway, more than not forget to thumbs up for us, like and share. Subscribe if you never subscribe so you can belong to this family and we can keep you up to date with all that is going on in Nigeria and around the world. Please give a gesture of kindness today. Help somebody. Say nice word to somebody. Say thank you. Say sorry. Say appreciate you. God bless you. Bye for now.